Whispers of Forever Night was electric in Los Angeles. Cameras flashed wildly outside a star-studded gala, where Taylor Swift appeared in a shimmering silver gown that glowed under the red carpet. Lights. On her arm was Travis Kelce, the NFL superstar, looking sharp in a tailored black suit that clung perfectly to his broad frame. Together, they looked like Hollywood royalty, every step sending waves of excitement through fans and reporters alike. For months, rumors had been swirling about their relationship. Were they just a golden couple of the moment or something more? Taylor smiled that evening. A soft mix of pride and secret joy only fueled the gossip. Travis whispered something in her ear, and she laughed, her hand resting gently on his chest. To the outside world, it seemed like the picture of love, but behind the glamour, there was something brewing. Just hours earlier, an anonymous insider had leaked a stunning piece of news to a leading tabloid. Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce's wedding location had been chosen. The word sent shockwaves across Hollywood and beyond. Fans screamed on Twitter, speculating wildly about where the couple might tie the knot. Was it a royal castle in Europe, a dreamy island retreat in the Maldives, or perhaps a quiet vineyard tucked away in California wine country? The whispers spread faster than wildfire. Paparazzi tried to corner Taylor's inner circle, but everyone remained tight-lipped. Her closest friends like Selena Gomez and Gigi Hadid dodged questions. Travis's NFL teammates chuckled and teased reporters, but none gave anything away. The mystery grew, and so did the tension. At the gala, a moment of drama unfolded. As Taylor and Travis posed for photos, a bold paparazzo shouted, "Taylor, is it true the wedding will be in Italy?" Taylor froze for half a second, her smile faltering before she quickly recovered. She glanced at Travis, and for a fleeting moment, their eyes locked in a silent conversation. Then, she turned back to the cameras with her dazzling superstar smile and walked past without answering. That hesitation was all it took. Social media exploded. Italy confirmed, screamed headlines on gossip blogs. Fans dissected the footage frame by frame, pointing out Taylor's nervous glance, the way Travis's jaw tightened, the subtle tug at her gown as she walked away. Every detail became evidence. Meanwhile, behind closed doors, the couple retreated into a black SUV, tinted windows shielding them from the chaos. Inside, Taylor leaned against Travis, whispering, "It's starting." Travis held her hand, replying with a calm smile, "Let them talk. We know the truth." But the truth wasn't simple. The location of their wedding wasn't just about romance. It was about legacy, privacy, and control in a world where every secret was sold to the highest bidder. Taylor had built her empire on words and music, while Travis had carved his name through grit and touchdowns. Together, they had become one of the most powerful couples in the world, and now, the world was demanding answers. Back at the gala, another moment sent reporters into a frenzy. As Taylor entered the ballroom, a folded piece of parchment slipped from her diamond-studded clutch. A quick-handed photographer managed to snap it before an assistant rushed to pick it up. The blurry photo, once enhanced, revealed only the words written in elegant calligraphy, Lake Como. The internet erupted. Fans screamed, "It's happening in Italy." Others insisted it was just a decoy planted to throw people off. Theories flooded TikTok, with fans comparing handwriting samples from Taylor's old autographs, while travel agencies reported sudden spikes in searches for Lake Como weddings. The glamorous evening continued, but the whispers of a secret wedding location overshadowed every performance and award. As Taylor raised her glass of champagne, her eyes sparkled not just with the lights of the chandelier, but with a mystery she wasn't ready to reveal. The world wanted answers, but Taylor Swift had always loved turning her life into a story, and this chapter had just begun. And yet, as the gala ended and the couple slipped away into the night, one thing was certain: the truth was closer than anyone realized. For somewhere across the ocean, in a secluded villa overlooking the waters of Italy, preparations were quietly underway. But who leaked the secret, and why now? The whispers would only grow louder. The villa in the shadows the morning after the gala. Hollywood was already buzzing like a hive of restless bees. News anchors, gossip columnists, and even sports networks had shifted focus to one headline: Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce. Lake Como wedding confirmed. Across social media, videos of the mysterious parchment had racked up millions of views. TikTok creators analyzed every pixel of the photograph, pausing on the curves of the words Lake Como. Some claimed it was Taylor's handwriting. Others insisted it was a decoy. Fans posted dreamy edits of the couple floating on gondolas, surrounded by Italian villas and glistening blue water. But while the internet obsessed, something far more real was happening thousands of miles away. In northern Italy, the mist rolled over the glistening waters of Lake Como, hidden among ancient cypress trees. A breathtaking villa stood in silence. Its marble steps led down to private docks, and its terracotta rooftops glowed gold in the morning sun, normally rented out to billionaires, royals, or Hollywood elites. The villa was suddenly under tight lock and security. Locals whispered about American buyers, though no one dared to say names. Every delivery flowers, crystal glasses. Imported silk was carried under watchful eyes, and yet something felt secretive. The workers were told not to ask questions, not to take photos, not to breathe a word. But in a town where whispers carried as quickly as the ripples of the lake, secrets were impossible to keep for long. Back in New York City, Taylor's closest friends gathered for brunch. In a glass-roofed restaurant, Selena Gomez leaned forward. Across the table, her sunglasses still on despite the dim lighting. Taylor's playing with fire. She muttered. Gigi Hadid smirked. She always does. And that's why the world can't look away. Even within her circle, tension was growing. Some feared the media frenzy would ruin what was meant to be private. Others believed Taylor herself wanted the drama after all. She had turned love, stories, heartbreaks, and rivalries into chart-topping hits for over a decade. But this wasn't just a song. This was marriage. This was forever. Meanwhile, Travis found himself in a storm of questions during a training session. Reporters shouted as he walked toward the field. Travis, is it true you're marrying Taylor? In Italy, he flashed his easy grin, but his silence only fueled the fire. Teammates clapped him on the back, joking loudly about tuxedos and dancing down the aisle. But behind his laughter, there was a flicker of worry. Could his private life survive this kind of spotlight? That evening, paparazzi cameras caught Taylor boarding a sleek black SUV outside a recording studio in Manhattan. Her outfit was casual, oversized. Sweater, sunglasses, sneakers, but her aura screamed mystery. The photos went viral in minutes. Fans zoomed in on her accessories, claiming her oversized bag was big enough to hide wedding documents. Others noticed a sparkling ring on her finger. Was it an engagement ring? Or just another accessory from her endless collection? As the frenzy grew, a new twist shocked the media. A luxury wedding planner, known for organizing ceremonies for Hollywood's richest couples, was spotted arriving at JFK Airport. Minutes later, someone leaked flight details showing her ticket to Milan, Italy. The dots connected themselves. But even as the puzzle pieces seemed to fit, darker whispers began to surface. Not everyone was happy about this union. In the corners of online forums, conspiracy theories bloomed. Some fans feared the wedding would be staged for publicity. Others believed it would never happen, that Taylor's history of heartbreaks was repeating itself. A few even speculated that the leak had been intentional, either by Taylor to build hype, or by someone close to her who stood to profit from the chaos. The drama boiled over at a charity event days later. Taylor appeared in a sleek white gown, diamonds glittering around her neck. When a reporter dared to ask, "Taylor, do you plan to walk down the aisle in Italy?" the room went silent. She gave a small smile and replied softly, "When the time is right, everyone will know." Her words were calm, but her eyes told a different story. Back at Lake Como, the villa continued to prepare in silence. Dozens of white roses arrived by boat. Strings of fairy lights were tested along the marble balconies. A grand piano was moved into the ballroom, and yet no one could say for sure if the bride and groom would arrive. The lake shimmered in the moonlight, a perfect stage for the wedding of the century. But as the waters reflected the stars, a figure in the shadows snapped photos through the trees. The first grainy images of the villa leaked online within hours. Headlines screamed, "Inside Taylor and Travis's secret wedding villa." The world was hooked, and somewhere between the truth and the rumors, a question grew larger than ever. Would Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce's fairytale wedding actually happen, or was it all a carefully written illusion? Secrets on the red carpet buzz around Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce's supposed wedding had reached fever pitch. By now, the words Lake Como weren't just whispers, they were on magazine covers, talk shows, and international news. Every headline declared the same thing: Taylor and Travis, Italy awaits. But in the glamorous world of celebrity gossip, things are never so simple. Just 3 nights after the leak, the couple appeared at the most talked about event of the season, The Met Gala. The red carpet was ablaze with diamonds, velvet, and flashing cameras. But nothing drew more attention than Taylor and Travis stepping out together. Taylor stunned in a flowing gown of pale gold that shimmered like molten sunlight. The dress was custom, every stitch sewn with whispers of old-world romance. Travis walked beside her in a tuxedo as sharp as his game-day confidence, bow tie knotted perfectly, his hand steady on hers. Gasps erupted from the crowd, fans chanted their names. Camera shutters snapped like fireworks, and reporters leaned so far over the velvet ropes that security had to push them back. But amidst the glitter, there was tension. Observers noticed how tightly Taylor's hand clung to Travis's arm, as if she were bracing herself. He leaned in often, whispering something that made her smile nervously to the cameras. It was picture-perfect love to the keen-eyed. It was a story waiting to burst. Then it happened. A daring reporter shouted, "Taylor, is Lake Como really the wedding destination?" The crowd hushed. Even the flashbulbs seemed to pause. Taylor turned her head, her diamond earrings catching the light. She gave a slow smile, but before she could speak, Travis interjected, "Wherever it is," he said with a charming grin, "it'll be somewhere unforgettable." The red carpet exploded in cheers, but behind the glamour, the moment set off alarms. Some saw it as confirmation, others thought it was a clever dodge. But one thing was clear: the couple wasn't ready to reveal the truth. Inside the gala, the whispers only grew louder. Celebrities exchanged knowing glances, leaning close over champagne glasses. Kim Kardashian was spotted whispering something to Blake Lively, who covered her mouth in shock. Photographers caught Selena Gomez looking visibly uncomfortable as she walked past Taylor. Was there tension in the friend circle, or just the weight of secrets pressing down? Meanwhile, in a quiet corner of the gala, an unknown guest slipped away. A man in a sleek black suit, face hidden under a fedora, tapped furiously on his phone. Within minutes, gossip blogs exploded with another shocking claim. It's not Lake Como. The real wedding location is in Paris. The internet split in two. Some swore the villa photos were undeniable proof of Italy. Others insisted Paris made more sense. Taylor's love for the city, her song Begin Again, filmed there. The city of romance itself. Could it be a grand Parisian cathedral instead of a lakeside villa? By dawn, hashtags like hashtag Swift, KELCE wedding, and hashtag Lake Como or Paris trended worldwide. Fan wars broke out online, creating fan edits of Taylor in wedding gowns by the Eiffel Tower versus on gondolas in Italy. The debate was fierce, but it only fueled the mystery behind closed doors, though. Things were far more complicated. Taylor sat by her hotel window that night, staring at the glittering Manhattan skyline. She held her phone in one hand, scrolling through the madness. Every headline, every rumor, every photo of her on that red carpet was all spinning faster than she could control. Travis walked over, placing a steady hand on her shoulder. "Hey," he said softly, "we knew it would be like this, but none of them matter. It's just us." Taylor looked up at him, her eyes reflecting both love and worry. "I wanted this to be ours, Travis, just ours." And now she trailed off, unable to finish. He crouched down, lifting her chin gently. "Let them guess. Let them fight over Italy or Paris. We know the truth." But even as he spoke, the phone in Taylor's hand buzzed again. A new message flashed on the screen from a private number. She frowned, her breath catching as she read it. "You can't hide forever. We know where the wedding is, and soon the world will too." Her heart pounded. Who had sent it? A paparazzo, a jealous rival, someone in her own circle. The words glared back at her like a threat. For the first time in years, Taylor Swift, global superstar, lyrical mastermind, fearless public icon, felt a chill of fear. And in that moment, she realized the wedding wasn't just about love anymore. It was about control, about secrecy, and about how far someone might go to expose her. The glamorous lights of the gala faded into the night, but somewhere out there, in the shadows of fame and fortune, someone was watching. The leak that shook Hollywood morning after the Met Gala. The city of New York felt different. Billboards flashed Taylor's golden gown. Tabloids plastered Travis's bold words. And talk shows spent every second dissecting what the couple had meant. Somewhere unforgettable, Travis had said, and those three words were now printed on coffee mugs, trending hashtags, and even late-night comedy skits. But while the world laughed and speculated, something darker stirred behind the curtain. A faint dot at exactly 10 a.m. An anonymous blog dropped a bombshell. a series of crystal-clear photos of the Lake Como villa. Not blurry, not shadowed professional shots. The grand marble staircases, the chandeliers dripping in gold, the long white tables overlooking the lake, and then, the detail that no one could ignore, a giant shipment box stamped with the initials Tiesta. Internet imploded, fans screamed. It's confirmed, Lake Como is real. Headlines erupted inside Taylor and Travis's Italian fairy tale. Even respected outlets like Vogue and Vanity Fair picked up the story. But who leaked the photos? Within hours, speculation turned vicious. Some pointed fingers at staff members in Italy, claiming a florist or a decorator had snapped the images. Others suggested one of Taylor's inner circle might be cashing in. And then came the most scandalous theory of all, that Taylor herself had orchestrated it, planning the photos to create global buzz for an album announcement disguised as a wedding. The backlash was swift, Twitter filled with both defenders and critics. Fans tweeted hashtags like #ProtectTaylor and #TrustNoOne, while skeptics wrote, "She's too smart for this not to be planned." Meanwhile, Taylor and Travis stayed silent. That night, however, silence turned into spectacle. The couple attended a black-tie charity gala in Manhattan. If the Met Gala had been glamorous, this event was electric with tension. Paparazzi swarmed the red carpet, shoving microphones forward, their questions sharp as daggers. Taylor, are the villa photos real? Travis, do you deny Lake Como was the leak from your team? Taylor glided past in a midnight blue gown, diamonds sparkling like a constellation around her neck. She didn't answer a single question, but her eyes betrayed something. A flicker of anger, a spark of hurt. Travis kept close, his jaw set, his protective arm never leaving her waist. Inside the ballroom, whispers filled every corner. Celebrities gathered in small groups, their gossip hushed but eager. Blake Lively was overheard saying, "She has to deny it soon, or it's out of control." Meanwhile, a famous fashion designer shook his head. "Deny it, please. She'll turn this into a legend." But not all whispers were friendly. One rival pop star was caught muttering to her entourage, "She can't keep the world on a leash forever. The truth will crush her." At their private table, Taylor sat with her champagne untouched. She stared at the golden bubbles, but didn't lift the glass. Travis leaned close. "They're feeding on this," he said, voice low. Taylor whispered back, and someone handed them the knife. Because that was the truth clawing at her heart. It wasn't just paparazzi guesses anymore. Someone close to the preparations, someone she trusted, had betrayed her. The photos were too polished, too intimate. As the night wore on, she excused herself, slipping into a velvet-lined hallway lit by chandeliers. There, she pulled out her phone. Another message waited. "The villa is only the beginning. The world will know everything unless you stop the wedding." Her breath caught. It wasn't a leak. It was a threat. The next morning, international news networks carried the competing headlines. One about the glamorous gala, the other about the Swift Kelce threat. By then, the mysterious messages had somehow made their way to the press. No one knew how. They simply appeared on gossip blogs like wildfire. Now, the story wasn't just about a secret wedding. It was about sabotage, about someone actively trying to ruin the most powerful celebrity union of the decade. Fans begged for answers, demanding Taylor speak out. Paparazzi camped outside Travis's training facilities. Helicopters circled the Italian villa, desperate for a glimpse of movement. And yet, through all the chaos, the couple remained silent. That silence only deepened the drama. Because silence in Hollywood is never just quiet. It is power, it is strategy, it is war. And somewhere, hidden in the world of glittering gowns and flashing cameras, the betrayer was smiling. The inner circle fracture storm around Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce had reached a level even seasoned Hollywood reporters had never seen. The leaked photos of the Lake Como villa, the mysterious threats, the endless online debates, it all turned what should have been a fairy tale into a saga of secrets and shadows. But the most dangerous part wasn't the paparazzi or the press. It was the people closest to them. Taylor had always been careful with her circle. Over the years, she built a fortress of trust, letting only a few inside. Friends, managers, stylists, planners each played a role in her carefully curated world. But now, with threats arriving on her phone and polished leaks appearing online, suspicion was corroding everything. In a luxury penthouse suite high above Manhattan, Taylor gathered her closest allies. The curtains were drawn, the room dim except for the glow of city lights outside. Travis sat at her side, his presence steady but tense. Selena Gomez, Gigi Hadid, her longtime publicist T-Pain, and her wedding planner all sat across from her, their expressions serious. Taylor placed her phone on the glass table. The latest message glared at them all. The villa is only the beginning. Stop the wedding or the world will see more. Silence filled the room. Finally, Selena broke it. This isn't just some fan. Whoever's sending this, they're close. To close, the planner shifted uncomfortably, her hands folded tight. My staff is under contracts. No one dares leak anything. Taylor's publicist leaned forward, voice sharp, and yet, somehow, the press has professional shots of the venue. Someone broke those contracts. The air was thick with accusation. Travis finally spoke, his voice low but firm. I don't care about the press. I care about Taylor. If someone's threatening her, then they're threatening us. His jaw clenched, and I won't let that stand. But even as he spoke, Taylor's eyes moved from face to face. Doubt nodded her heart. These were people she loved, people she trusted, but who else had access to her most private plans? Who else had seen documents, villas, flowers, shipments stamped with her initials? Later that night, when the meeting broke apart, Taylor found herself alone on the balcony. The city stretched endlessly below, neon lights glowing like restless fireflies. She felt the cold breeze against her skin, but inside, her thoughts were burning. She remembered the parchment at the gala, the words Lake Como falling out of her clutch. Too perfect to be an accident. Had someone planted it there? She remembered the photos of the villa, taken at just the right angles to look irresistible to the press, too polished to be random, and she remembered the way Selena had spoken earlier, protective, but almost too quick to accuse others. For the first time, a chilling thought crossed her mind. What if the betrayal came from a friend? Meanwhile, in Italy, the villa buzzed with preparations. Workers hung strands of fairy lights over the balconies. Musicians rehearsed soft classical melodies, and florists filled every corner with white roses and orchids. The setting was breathtaking, almost surreal, yet all of it felt fragile, as if one whisper could shatter the dream, and whispers were already spreading. A hotel staff member told a reporter about American guests reserving entire wings. A boat captain leaked rumors of nightly deliveries to a private dock. Each piece added fuel to the fire, until tabloids began publishing full wedding schedules as if they were fact. The frenzy was so wild that even celebrities began commenting. Talk show hosts joked about not receiving invitations. Rival pop stars teased the chaos in interviews. An NFL commentator even quipped during a live game, "Travis better be ready for the biggest touchdown of his life, marrying Taylor Swift in Italy." The laughter was loud, but for Taylor and Travis, it wasn't funny anymore. The night before they were set to fly to Europe, Taylor sat at her piano, hands hovering over the keys, but unable to play. Travis walked into the room quietly, watching her in the half-light. "They're trying to break us," she whispered. "Whoever's behind this, they don't just want the story. They want to ruin it." Travis walked over, kneeling beside her. "Let them try. We're stronger than this." Tay, his eyes were fierce, unwavering. "We're not backing down." She wanted to believe him. She wanted to let love be louder than fear. But in her heart, she couldn't shake the dread, because hours earlier, she had received yet another message. This one wasn't about the villa. It was a photograph, grainy, taken from the shadows but unmistakable. It showed her, at home, sitting by the window with Travis, a private moment no one should have seen. And scrawled across the bottom in red letters were the words, "Next, I'll reveal Paris." The world was watching. The villa was ready, but the betrayer was closing in. The wedding that stopped the world's plane touched down in Milan under a gray, heavy sky. Reporters camped outside the airport, cameras ready, but Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce had already slipped past them. Moving under layers of secrecy, decoy, cars rolled through the streets, while the real couple was whisked away in a convoy of black SUVs toward Lake Como. Italy buzzed like never before. Paparazzi filled the lakeside towns, yachts filled the waters, and helicopters hovered above in hopes of catching a glimpse. Every cafe in Piazza hummed with the same question: would Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce truly marry here? At the villa, the preparations had reached their crescendo. White roses draped across marble arches, chandeliers sparkled over the ballroom, and tables gleamed with crystal glasses and gold-plated cutlery. Musicians tuned violins by candlelight. The setting was pure dream, a fairy tale drawn straight into reality. But as perfect as it looked, the tension behind the scenes was unbearable. Security was doubled, guests were sworn to silence, and every staff member's phone was confiscated. Yet the shadow of betrayal lingered. Taylor clutched her phone tightly, her mind replaying the last message. Next, I'll reveal Paris. That night, on the eve of the supposed ceremony, the storm broke. A French magazine published a shocking cover: Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce to wed in Paris tomorrow. The story included details, names of supposed caterers, sketches of gowns, even a floor plan of a Parisian cathedral. The internet lost its mind. Was Lake Como just a smokescreen? Had the couple pulled off the ultimate decoy? In Italy, chaos erupted. Paparazzi abandoned boats, rushing to book last-minute flights to France. Local vendors groaned in disappointment. Fans cried in the streets, waving just married banners in vain. For a brief moment, it seemed like Taylor and Travis had vanished into thin air. But inside the villa, hidden from the madness, the truth unfolded. Taylor sat in her dressing room, her reflection glowing in the mirror under soft golden lights. She wore a simple silk robe, her hair pinned delicately with pearls. Beside her, Travis adjusted his cufflinks, tall and steady, his gaze locked on hers. "They think we're in Paris," he murmured. She smiled faintly. "Good, let them chase. Ghosts." Because in that moment, the truth revealed itself. Paris had been a decoy all along, a deliberate distraction planned to protect what mattered most. But the question still burned: who was feeding the lies to the press? As the ceremony approached, a shocking revelation rippled through the villa. Security cameras caught one of Taylor's longtime assistants sneaking a phone into the kitchens. The device was traced directly to the anonymous leaks. Betrayal confirmed. Taylor's heart ached as the assistant was escorted out, their face hidden in shame. Someone she had trusted for years had sold her out. But even through the pain, there was clarity. The wedding wasn't about them. It wasn't about the press. It was about love, hers and Travis's. And love would win dot as the sun dipped below the horizon, casting the lake in a golden glow. The ceremony began. Guests, family, closest friends, a few trusted allies took their seats under arches of roses. The air was thick with emotion, violins filling the night with soft melodies. Then she appeared. Taylor walked down the marble steps, her gown flowing like liquid starlight, a veil trailing behind her. Gasps echoed through the villa as cameras were forbidden, but the moment etched itself into memory. Her eyes shone as they met Travis's, who stood at the altar in a classic black tuxedo, his smile wide, his heart visible. Every rumor, every headline, every betrayal melted away. This was theirs. The vows were whispered, promises of forever carried over the lake. When they kissed, fireworks lit the Italian sky, their reflection shimmering across the water. The world didn't see it, not in photos, not in leaks, but those present swore it was a moment of pure magic. Outside the villa, paparazzi hovered in frustration, their lenses capturing only faint sparks in the distance. The world speculated endlessly. Paris or Italy, real or rumor. But the truth was guarded, sealed in memory, untouchable by gossip. Hours later, as music and laughter echoed inside, Taylor slipped away with Travis to the balcony overlooking the moonlit lake. She rested her head on his chest, finally at peace. "Do you think they'll ever stop guessing?" she whispered. Travis chuckled. "Let them. As long as they never stop talking, it means they know we're still standing." She smiled, closing her eyes. The world could speculate forever, could chase false leads, could drown in whispers. But here, in this moment, the fairy tale was real, and maybe, just maybe, the mystery was exactly what made it perfect. Because the greatest love stories are not the ones fully told. They are the ones forever wondered about. The lights of Lake Como flickered like stars as the couple danced, unseen, untouchable, two icons in love, their secrets sealed in shadows and fire.